Hello, and welcome to the Moyo Show. This is a slightly different episode. Again, I know every single week seems to be quite different to to the previous one. Now today is going to be interesting, I think. No video this episode. I decided not to, mostly because I took far too long to get sorted. It's literally the end of Sunday, so I need to get this recorded and get it up. Otherwise, we won't have an episode. So yeah, that would be sad. So it would be sad and bad, and I wouldn't be happy. Yes. So today we're going to be doing something slightly different. Today I want to sort of set some sort of base knowledge, sort of base understanding for episodes going forward. So theoretically, if you're watching this in the right order, future episodes have the we'll talk about things that we've explained in previous episodes. Well, not just explained, but just at least touched on, or in some ways given context for in previous episodes. In today's episode, I'm gonna try, and this may be a shorter episode. I'm gonna try and just go at my own pace, and then we'll figure it out in the edit. It won't be much editing in this one. I'm gonna try and just one take Moyo this one. Anything I'm forgetting? Oh yes, and to start off, the video for this week is the Half-Life 2 20th anniversary documentary. I think I got that right. It's an excellent video, excellent documentary sort of video by Valve. It's about I think 2 hours long. I can't remember, but it was excellent. I remember watching it this week and thinking, God, there is just so much you have to think about when you're making a game like that, and it's so interesting to. There was another video I watched. I won't mention it. I'll mention it, but I won't point to it. But I might point to it in a future episode. If I talk about like how Valve's games are, why Valve's games are so good specifically. But anyway, there was another thing I saw about how much playtesting they do, specifically in the context of the Portal games, but it's like apparently sort of a part of the sort of Valve religion, if you could call it that, where basically it's a core tenet of the studio that no matter what, if you think it's cool, you build the prototype and then you playtest. You playtest everything. If you don't know what playtesting is, basically, it's basically what it sounds like. You get someone to try the feature, to play that little bit of the game, and then give feedback. You record their response, like you record what they're seeing. Like in the game, you record their face, you record any sounds they make, and you try and in some ways quantify based on their reaction and then what they say afterwards and their feedback to sort of judge were they confused by this feature and stuff like that. But yes, that video, the 20th anniversary documentary on Half-Life 2, absolutely excellent, brilliant. Go check that out and play Half-Life 1 and 2. I think I haven't actually played it myself, because I only ever played the original. Sorry, give me a sec. Black Mesa. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yes, you may want to play Black Mesa. I've heard good things. It's basically a fan-made remake of the original Half-Life, so you may have some issues with the original Half-Life. It's quite rough around the edges. Black Mesa, I believe, is like sort of rebuilt in like a modern, more modern. I don't think they used like the newest version of Source, but they definitely used a more modern version of Source to sort of rebuild the original Half-Life. So Black Mesa as well, if you want to go replay those games. Yes, 20th anniversary Half-Life 2 video. I think it came out about a year ago. It's still absolutely excellent. It's some amazing people who sort of worked on that game get to finally say their piece. And they've got a lawsuit, a thing. There's a lawsuit in there that they talk about that was very interesting, and it's a bit of Valve lore that I've never really dived into. So that may be a video at some point in the far future. We may talk about that. Can you tell this video is being this episode is being thrown together very quickly? Yes. So today's video is again all about the biggest gaming companies. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's what this video is. That's what this episode is. So if you already sort of know who the top 10 gaming companies are right now, then this may not be for you. But if you do, then stick around and, learn things. Do that thing. Learn that thing. Do that thing. Anyway, cool. Let's get started. I'm going to go from biggest. Am I going to go from biggest? Ooh, should we do vote now? You can't vote. It's a video. I think I'm going to start from smallest to biggest. I'll start with honorable mentions that I believe don't quite make it into top 10, but are interesting nonetheless. So, not quite top 10. No, this is not a. I'm not gonna do. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Not quite top 10. Embracer Group and MiHoYo. They are two separate things. I'm just mentioning them because I brought them. I looked into them as part of my research, but didn't add them to any. I didn't go in too much further when I sort of knew they weren't when they knew. I'm getting tongue-tied. When I knew they were below the sort of 10 million, the top 10 companies, I sort of went, okay, well, I'm going to sort of leave you out of it. But Embracer Group and MiHoYo. So Embracer Group you probably know for Tomb Raider. I think they worked on some Lord of the Rings thing, but I can't remember why I'm thinking of that. But yes, they've got quite a few companies under them. I think they've got even they've got Crystal Dynamics, I'm pretty sure. And who else? Man, again, didn't look into them super deeply for this episode. Who do they have? Let's check the website. THQ Nordic, Dark Horse Media, Fellowship Entertainment. Oh yes. So they manage. That's why I thought of Lord of the Rings, because they manage IP assets. So they manage like Lord of the Rings, Tomb Raider, stuff like that. Yes. Yeah. So when it comes to their sort of gaming related revenue, I think they're about 2.5 billion ish. Whenever you talk about how much revenue someone makes or a company has, you sort of basically you have to sort of pick what metric you're going to measure on. I believe this is last financial year, so I think it's about 2.4 billion. Well, I believe that's where I pulled my numbers from when I was doing my research. I could have gotten a year wrong, so who knows? Maybe I accidentally put I'm going to have trouble saying this one. MiHoYo. I might end up having issues with MiHoYo because it might actually be slightly higher. But anyway, yes, fun things. So yes, Embracer Group. And then MiHoYo, which is Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. So Guna Games. Me and all my homies hate Gunas. No, we hate Guna Games. That's it. That we hate the Guna gamers. Gamers? I said gamers, kind of Americanish. I don't like that. Stop it. Have your New Zealand accent. Be New Zealand, eh? Come on, mate. Okay, so those are sort of honorable mentions. Number 10. I don't think I'm going to keep doing that, but yeah, we'll see. Roblox, which was interesting when I was looking into this. Roblox is a $4.9 billion revenue company, which is fucking crazy for a company completely built off of user-generated content. I have to be completely honest with you. I've never played Roblox, like not a single second, which is a thing you might not expect, seeing as how I am a 2000s baby or 2002's baby, but the weird, fuck it. 2000s is, yes, no, 2000s means anyone. Actually, no, because that includes all the young people, and I don't like the young people. So, yes, 2002. I'm a 2002 baby, motherfucker. And you'd expect someone born in 2002 to have played Roblox, and I never have. I think I remember once on my old school laptop, I saw that Roblox. I had heard about Roblox, and I was like, "Oh, well, this is kind of like a Minecrafty kind of looking thing, kind of. And I went to download it, and then the firewall blocked me, so I never downloaded it. And then I just decided, I don't. Okay, well, I guess I'm not playing that. And then I think I never did. So, yeah, that was my experience with Roblox. So, yeah, I'm sure there are some good things, but all I know about Roblox now was that the people who will create content on Roblox basically just take existing games and put them in Roblox. So, cool, but also kind of shitty. So, anyway, I'm not going to speak too much more on Roblox. They're, again, about 5 billion, which is fucking insane. That is the most ridiculous, like, you look at, like, the list of... Also, I think the only game on this list the only company on this list that has the same name as the game for that company. I don't know anything about Roblox beyond just, like, the Roblox Corporation beyond Roblox. I assume they make money off of other things, like branding and merchandise and shit, but yeah, jeez, Roblox, weird. Okay, now we have everyone's favorite crazy uncle. Is that what I'm gonna start calling Tim Sweeney from now on? The crazy uncle who looks like he does immense amounts of drugs and can't get a sentence out to save his life. Yes, I think that's what I'm gonna call him. I don't like Tim Sweeney. Can you tell? Yes, Epic Games. Epic Games is a Fortnite machine. It's a company that makes Fortnite and does Unreal Engine, and also has the world's worst game store, has never made a unique or interesting game, is run by a kook. Me and my homies hate gooners and Tim Sweeney. Tim Sweeney is the king of the gooners. Funny. Anyway, yes, $6 billion. Jesus, who's giving this man $6 billion? He looks like he gets $6 billion and then puts that into, like, the back of his car. Like, if he can fit it in there, I suppose he could with, like, gold bricks or something. Can you fit gold bricks? Look, we're not going to think about the scale of money. Let's just say, like, he puts it in his car and then he drives home. And he takes that money, and he has like a like on the side of his house, like in those American TV shows. I've never seen it in real life, but like like the garbage chute. Like you open the garbage chute that's all sort of on the wall, and you put your garbage bag in there, and then it slides all the way down out into the whatever. I imagine that it's just like he takes the gold bricks and he puts it in this garbage chute, and it just. And then lands down in his, little cave or whatever he keeps down there. I imagine it's children. So much hate towards Tim Sweeney. I really don't like Tim Sweeney. He is one of the, like, weirdest people in this industry. He feels so inauthentic. The only game I really know from Epic Games that isn't just Fortnite is fucking Gears of War, which in my head I only ever hear as Gears of Boar, or Gears of Brown. That was the other one, was Gears of Brown. Because God, what a fuck. Look, to be fair, I'm not an Xbox person. I'm gonna talk shit on. I'm gonna talk shit on anything Epic Games. So, Gears of War, may be genuinely brilliant, and I couldn't give a toss because Tim Sweeney makes it. So, yes, fun. It is, Tim. Yes, it is. I'm not crazy. Who makes Gears of War? Coalition. Okay, to be fair, then, so they have made a Gears of War since Gears of War Judgment. So every Gears of War after Gears of War Judgment has been brilliant that I've never played. But today is just a day for me to dog on Tim Sweeney. Yes, did you see that he said that what was it? That it was irresponsible for Steam to have AI disclosures on games. It was irresponsible, and it was the kiss of death. Well, I hope someone puts AI disclosures on his games if it's the kiss of death, because then Tim Sweeney will die, and that will make me very happy. I don't actually want him to die, I just don't like him. Anyway, let's move on to a much better company, and probably the best company on this list. Valve, the Valve Corporation. Valve is, of course, private, but they are estimated at just about 6.5 billion, so over Epic Games, so suck it, Tim Sweeney. Yes, they are the brilliant people who I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, who created Steam, which is the short of, not mentioning good old games. They are the best place to buy games. They are the best in terms of software support for their games. The best in terms of just customer support. They have some of the most iconic IPs. Half-Life, Team Fortress, Portal, Counter-Strike. It's just bangers. Nothing but absolutely superb work out of the team at Valve. Yeah, I can't say much more. I like Valve. I like Gabe Newell. Gabe Newell is he's one of the few people in this industry who is at the top of a company, and I go, yeah, I kind of like that guy. That guy kind of he just speaks to me as someone who was really nerdy, who was doing software development at Microsoft, and went, I want to make video games, and then went and did that, and went, I want to do a better Steam, a better store for buying games, and then made Steam, and said, I want better shooters, and then made better shooters, and then went, I want other operating systems to be able to play games for Steam, so then made Steam OS, and went, I kind of want PC gaming to be portable, but more portable than a laptop, and then made the Steam Deck. They go, I want to do something good we want to do something cool for the community. What's something cool we can do? Oh, that thing. How much is it going to cost? Doesn't matter. We make so much fucking money off of Steam, we can just spend all of our money on making cool shit. So that Steam, Valve is one of the few companies in the world I will endlessly praise, so long as they don't actually go fucking crazy. And yes, they've had issues in the past, and we may get into that in future episodes. Steam Greenlight was an absolutely horrific disaster, and I think they've learnt. I think they've made mistakes, but they actually have genuinely learnt from them and gone, oh, yeah, we want to do better. We actually want people to enjoy the things that we do. We want to put good into the world, so let's do some fucking good. Yes, big private company, but man, I would prefer I prefer Valve's flavor of big private corporation to literally every other big private corporation in the world. So I would take Valve's sort of level of doing things, and their sort of flavor of tism, rather than basically any other big private corporation's flavor of psychopathy and general antisocialness. Is that fair? Yeah, okay. I think that's fair. All right. The next depraved people on this list is Take-Two Interactive. Now, the people who are just above them, I could technically have put Take-Two above, and I would, morally and ethically, but technically Take-Two's, I think last year or whatever, is technically lower, but their high end of like what they're about to get is higher than the next person's low end. So I decided to put them in this position, put Take-Two into this position, because I think the next. Is it fair to say the next two after this I'm gonna dog on? No, I'm gonna be slightly kind to not the next one, but the one after that. So anyway, let's start with Take-Two. So Take-Two Interactive, they have a revenue. On my thing, I did write this a little while ago. I wrote like 6.7 billion to 9.4 billion. I think the 9.4 billion is what their current estimate is for financial year 27. So anyway, I think that's assuming GTA 6 does really, really well, which it will. That's just a fact. Anyway, so yes, Take-Two Interactive. You may know them for things such as Rockstar Games, which is the creators of course, Grand Theft Auto Online, Red Dead Redemption, Bully. Oh, what else? I was gonna say Canis Canamedit, but that's just Bully. So, what's their racing game? Is it Midnight? LA? Oh, they got LA Noire. No, I can't think of what their racing game is called. But yes, they've got just some of the most iconic, some of the most brilliant IP. Oh, they've also got the table tennis game, Rockstar table tennis game. So yes, that is a thing. Anyway, did I mention I hate Tim Sweeney? Yeah, no. Anyway, Take-Two Interactive. Yes, so Rockstar Games, as I mentioned. 2K, which is their slop brand. I'm going to call them the slop brand. They are the slop brand. They do their yearly releases. And Gearbox, which is their other slop brand. And Zynga, which is their other slop brand. But we forget about them because we forget about all of them because Rockstar is so fucking excellent that I don't care. 2K and Zynga and all those other fucking... They can go and screw over everyone else. Just keep my pure baby little Rockstar just nice and happy. Just keep them doing good shit, and I won't put up much of a fuss. But yes, 2K, they do all the WWE yearly games. There hasn't been a good WWE game since 2016, in my opinion. None of them have been particularly good. NBA games, who cares? One of the most useless things of all time. Oh yeah, I forgot. The next one, I'm also going to be talking about sports quite a bit. Yeah, so quite a few on this list. Well, at least two. Yeah, two. Just checking. Yeah, okay, only two of them are known for their yearly sports games. So, yeah, at least, yeah, that's a silver lining. Only two of the top 10 are known for yearly sports games, and none of them are the top of the list. So, excellent. Superb. Gearbox, which is under Take-Two as well. So Take-Two Interactive's Gearbox does Borderlands, and they do whatever the fuck they do. I don't care. I've tried to play Borderlands, and every time I do, I go, oh, this just isn't fun. Like, I enjoy the aesthetic, I enjoy the weird world and that, but oh my god, I just don't care. That's the most. I just do not enjoy the gameplay. I do not enjoy the actually being in that world is sort of annoying. I kind of dislike it. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. I can't really explain it. Yeah, I quite enjoy the. I like the world, and that's about sort of it for me. I would really kill for Gearbox to do something different, something original, come up with some new idea. Yeah, I genuinely can't think of a single thing Gearbox have done that I've gone, oh, that was really good. Actually, can I? Hold on, Google. Tell me Gearbox. Of course, Gearbox is another thing. Software games. Borderlands. Boo. Brother in Arms. No. Tiny Borderlands. I bought it and I played it for 30 seconds and went, ugh, nah. Risk of Rain. No idea. Oh, they did Opposing Force, Blue Shift, and Decay for Valve. Okay. They did some good things. Ports. They did handheld console ports of Half-Life, Halo Combat Evolved, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. So it looks like they do ports well, and that's about it. Oh, they did Battleborn. What a massive waste of everyone's time. That was for to all you youngins out there. Battleborn was basically, hey, you know Concord. Yeah, Concord, the one that flopped in like, what was it, like 1 week? Battleborn was basically that, but like on crack and meth, and then it shot itself in the face immediately. It was like that thing, that chicken, in like the olden times. It was like had its head cut off and was like still alive, or like kind of, and it would like they would feed it by putting the food down its throat or whatever. That's what I think of when I think of Battleborn. It like killed itself and then immediately died. It like shot itself in the face and then was like still like wandering around like, hey look guys, I'm kind of like Overwatch. Anyway, yes, so that was oh, sorry, I missed one other. Zynga. Yes. Mobile phone games. You can't see my face because I'm not recording this, but I have an actual, like, I feel like I've gone pale just thinking about Zynga. Every time I listen to the Take-Two Interactive, because I listen to the fucking Take-Two Interactive fucking quarterly call because I'm autistic. Every time I listen to it, and every time fucking, is it Scott Zelnick? No. Oh my god, my memory is fading on me, I'm so sorry. Take-Two Interactive. Strauss, that's right, Strauss Zelnick. I got the last name, I couldn't remember his first. I went Scott. That was close enough. Yes, good old Scott Zelnick. Every time I listen to the quarterly call, and Scott, I was actually trying to say his name there, and I said Scott. So every time I listen to the Take-Two Interactive quarterly call, I'll sit through the call because I'm autistic, and whenever Zynga gets brought up, like I don't know where it is in my brain, like what part of my brain does this, but like I have this innate ability that the moment that Strauss Zelnick starts talking about Zynga, my brain just stops listening and waits for, like, you know how like your like Google Assistants and your ALEXAs. I'm not going to say the thing because I know people get annoyed when you say it. But whatever, the Amazon one, like to activate those, you have to have like a start phrase to like get it to start listening and actually then action something. That's what my brain does when Zynga gets brought up, but it's in reverse, so it stops listening, and then the moment something else gets brought up, then it starts listening again. That's sort of what happens to my brain when Zynga gets brought up. It's dangerous. If my internet goes out while I'm listening to the Take-Two Interactive call, I'll just sit there like a vegetable. Anyway, yes, Take-Two Interactive. A weird company. I'm a big fan of one thing they do, and they do that very, 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 very well. And everything else can go die in a fire. Like, Take-Two Interactive would be so much better if they just called off all of the rest of the company. Just called off the rest of it and just went, no, we're just doing Rockstar, and that's it. And they would make so much... Like, I would just have so much respect for that fucking company. But every time I have to listen to the Take-Two Interactive calls, it's like I have to sit there and listen to all the shit just for the... I have to wade through shit just to listen for the little sprinkles of goodness from Rockstar, which is just so sad. I wish Rockstar wasn't a part of Take-Two. I wish Rockstar was like, can Rockstar, like, can we do that thing where movies where like the dog is like put between two people and like goes and has to pick one of them to like be there. To stay with them, like can we do one of those but with Rockstar, but just get rid of like anyone else, and then have like Steam on one side and like Sony on the other, and then like put them in the middle, and be like, go on boy, go on. Just like let Rockstar go and pick who they want their real daddy to be, and go and like pick a... Anyway, yes, that's a thing. That's a thing we should do. We should put Rockstar as a dog. You should just get a dog and paint it yellow, and mask off the Rockstar, like use a mask to mask off where the Rockstar logo should go on the side of its stomach thing. I painted a picture in my head there, and now I really want to see that. Don't paint dogs, but like if there is like a dog paint that you can use that's like safe, then do that. Do that thing. I want to see a picture of a dog that's painted like Rockstar. Anyway, okay. The next company is Electronic Arts. Electronic Arts is also, unfortunately, a company that does one... okay, they do two good things, and that's about it. I think, yes. In my memory, okay, for me, Electronic Arts is all about the history of the good shit that they've done, because they have made some absolutely stellar things in the past. There are very few things in modern era that I can point to that make me go, oh yeah, no, the Electronic Arts did really well with that, like did a good job on that. So yes, let's list some of the things that Electronic Arts has done. EA Sports FC. No, thank you. Can we not? Are they also FIFA? I wrote down EA Sports FC because that was on the thing, but I'm pretty sure they do FIFA, right? EA. Oh, okay. They have a game called Foot FC, which I assume is Football Club. What happened to FIFA? Don't they do FIFA? Okay, so interesting. So this is actually something I assumed I knew everything about EA because actually I knew I didn't know everything about EA, but I didn't want to know anything about EA. Apparently FIFA is no longer a thing that EA does. They haven't done that for like 3 years, which is interesting. It's a thing I didn't know, and I don't really care. So yeah, couldn't give a shit. Oh no, EA isn't making a yearly FIFA game, and they're calling it Sports FC now instead. Boo-hoo. Anyway, yes, so Madden as well. They do Madden, John Madden, even though it's football, but American football, but not like good football, even though good football still is kind of sucky, because sports is sucky. we've added a new group of people to our list, and that's sports fans. Gooners, Tim Sweeney, and sports fans. The lore of people we do not like on the show is very quickly adding up. Oh yes, and a couple of good things they did. Titanfall 2, Apex Legends, Battlefield, Skate 1, 2, 3, and I will say the new one. I kind of like the new one. It tickles my tisms. I hate the microtransactions. I haven't given them a single dime. They can go shove themselves up their fucking dollary, up their dungarees. They can shove sand in their grundies. That's what I'm gonna say. The CEO of EA is Australian, and therefore I must eternally hate EA. But not just because he's Australian. It is like a majority because he's Australian. It's also because they suck. Who was the worst company voted last year? This is the thing. If you don't know, EA actually got voted as the worst company of all time. 2025 worst company of all time. Let's see. Worst company award. Same award that EA won twice. The Consumerist Worst Company in America, the Golden Pooh Award, Electronic Arts. Yes, they won it twice in a row, 2012 and 2013. That's sad. They stopped it in 2014. Okay, I'm gonna re-vote EA. Actually, no. To be fair, EA isn't the worst. They're one of the worst. Actually, aren't they being bought by the Saudis? Okay, EA is back on the list. One of the worst. We need to keep a list of the worst companies of all time. We'll put Electronic Arts and Epic Games on that list, and all the Guna games by MiHoYo, but not MiHoYo themselves. Just like all their games. Yeah, I do not like EA. At least not anymore. They've done some things in the past that I went, oh yeah, no, that's pretty cool, and now they're nothing but microtransactions, which is really disappointing because some of their games are like okay. They've clearly got some talented developers there, but sprinkles on a shit sandwich. I would rather not indulge in the shit just for the sprinkles, unless I can avoid the shit. If it's more like a sausage with little bits of poo that I can sort of cut off, or cut around. That's Skate. That's the recent Skate game. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, so let's move on. Electronic Arts here, they suck. Don't buy any of the games unless they're free, and then don't give them any money for microtransactions. Next is NetEase. NetEase Games. This surprised me when I was going through my list. I knew there were a couple of sort of weird, sort of not well known but massive gaming companies out there. And NetEase is one of them. On my list, I have Naraka Blade Point, Where Winds Meet. They of course did Marvel Rivals. I'm sure there are more games there that I just don't know about. Didn't they do what was that indie game that was sort of underwatery and I was terrified of it and I hated it, but it was great, but I also hated it because it was terrifying because it was scary. Subnautica? Was NetEase a part of that? NetEase Subnautica. No. Oh yeah, I was completely wrong on that. For some reason I thought that NetEase Games was Subnautica, but I was completely wrong-go about that. Oh, by the way, when we go a bit further on this list, because we're about to do it, there will be some companies here that might seem like they should be higher up because like the company is technically bigger, but I've done it in order of actual revenue from gaming related ventures, so consoles and selling actual video games, not because they're a part of a massive corporation that also happens to sell subscriptions to other massive corporations. I'm looking at you, a very specific company that we're gonna talk about later on. Sorry, what? I'm just trying to think. Find some other things that NetEase have done that I'm just not aware of. Games. What do you do? I know there are a couple. Marvel Rivals is at the top of their list. Really? Oh, Fragpunk. Okay, they did Fragpunk. Yeah, okay. They did some Harry Potter mobile game. I'm assuming that's a mobile game. They did another Marvel game. None of these really speak to me. But I know of the Marvel Rivals, and that's a Guna game. So we're gonna say, boo. But also, I don't really care. $11.5 billion. Wow. Yeah, they're crazy. So they just to give you perspective, that is the 5th company on my list, like the top 5. So we're now in the top 5. NetEase Games is the 5th. It's kind of crazy to me that a company like NetEase Games that has come out of absolutely fucking nowhere is worth $11.5 billion, or at least has revenue of $11.5 billion. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, yes, I assume it's just a massive Chinese audience. Like that has to be the reason why. Again, completely just conjecture. I'm just saying that because that makes the most sense, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe Marvel Rivals just makes them like 11 billion, and then they make half a billion off of like all the other weird random shit they do. Yes. Otherwise, anyway. Yes, NetEase. That was them. Specifically NetEase Games. I think NetEase may actually be a slightly bigger company, and then they may fall under NetEase Games may fall under NetEase. Although I may be completely out of pocket when I say that, because a Chinese internet technology company. That's right. So. Yeah, okay, they do a lot. So yeah, video games, news aggregation, music streaming, advertising, email, and e-commerce. So I'm not crazy. So it's not just video games. So yes, that calculation there again is based on revenue from video games. All the revenue things I've mentioned is just revenue from the video game industry. Top 4. We're at number 4 now. The next one is Nintendo. Nintendo. What do I say about Nintendo? To me, Nintendo is simultaneously the worst and the best of the industry. I absolutely hate that they don't release any of their games outside of their consoles. I hate that they are so close-minded. I hate how they sue and they are so litigious. I hate how much of a bully they are in the industry. But simultaneously, I so fucking appreciate how much attention they put into their games. I so appreciate their influence and how influential they've been. I completely appreciate the legacy of Nintendo, but I cannot fucking stand them as an actual brand. They sort of suck in a lot of respects. But yes, Nintendo. So 11.6 billion, only slightly bigger than NetEase, which again is fucking, that's crazy, right? Can we just agree that NetEase being 11.5 billion, sorry, we're going back, but like 11.5 billion to Nintendo's 11.6 billion on just like on video game revenue. That is just the most insane thing. Best key driver for them is obviously software sales. They create all of their, well, they don't create all of their software, but they're very much a company that sort of cares really deeply about first party development. obviously, yes, they do have third-party developers. You can't build a game company. You can't build a console on just first-party development. But if anyone could, it's Nintendo. If like for some reason it became illegal across all of the world to create for people to create third-party video games for consoles, Nintendo would probably be the only one to survive. Their in-house software is just, their in-house game development is just the best on the market. They are absolutely superb. I kind of hate that they did a Switch 2. The Switch was so revolutionary. I feel like they really phoned it in with the Switch 2. They did Switch, then they did the little light Switch, then they did the OLED, and I went, cool, so you've done the entire breadth and depth. You've done the smallest, you've done the biggest, you've done the standard, you've done everything, let's do something new. And then they went, no, we will do Switch 2. And it still sells like hotcakes, don't get me wrong, it's weird. To me, the Nintendo Switch 2 is it feels like I'm in a fever dream. It feels like you remember the years and years and years of just endlessly releasing the same DSs over and over again and with the same design but slightly tweaked, and like just this, basically it felt like they were doing the exact same thing constantly with the handheld division, and then with their console division they were doing really weird and wacky shit. And now it feels like they've taken the boringness of the handhelds, where it just felt like the same thing over and over again, and they've combined it with the wackiness of the new one of their console business, or the first party support of their, and the third party support of their console business, and they've sort of merged them together in a really weird, gross way. And I love the Switch. I have it. It's right next to me. It's sitting right there on that table there. It's absolutely brilliant. But, Jesus, I didn't need a Switch 2. I wanted something new. I wanted something different. I wanted Nintendo to compete. That's what I wanted. I wanted Nintendo to do something interesting. I quite like Nintendo. But I will not forgive them for, not since the launch of Switch, not having another 3D Mario. Is that correct? Yes. No, they haven't. They haven't had a 3D. The only one I can think of is they did a remaster of Galaxy and Galaxy 2 or Sunshine. They did not 3D. Was it 3D Land? Which was quite good. I'll give them that. I think. Oh no, it wasn't 3D Land. It was Mario and Bowser Jr. It was something to do with Bowser Jr. Whatever it was. That was okay, but that was still like fucking ages ago, man. I need a new 3D Mario, like quick. I'm getting tired, boss. I need like Astrobot was. We got to speak about Astrobot later, but Astrobot, like that got me through. They got me through not having a 3D Mario for years. It's the only reason I've not considered getting a Switch 2 is because there's no new 3D Mario. You damn well know though that the moment they announce a 3D Mario, I'll probably get a Switch 2. I'm part of the problem. Yes, so Nintendo, fucking archaic company, but they still do some really brilliant work. So, it's a love and hate sort of relationship with Nintendo. Next one is all hate, and I will never like them, and they can die in a fire. Is Microsoft Gaming, Xbox. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, this is, well, counting correctly from the last two, when you said it was 5, and Nintendo must have been the 4th, and now Microsoft you're talking about, and so there must be the 3rd. Who the hell is above Microsoft? As I mentioned, this is not This isn't revenue for the whole parent company or for the whole company in and of itself. It's for the gaming division. It's for things related to video games. See, it's Microsoft Gaming / Xbox / Activision / Blizzard / King / Candy Crush / brought in a revenue of $23.5 billion. So, just to put that in comparison, double Nintendo. Which I think is stupid. I think it's stupid. I think it's crazy. I think the Xbox division does not deserve to be that big. They are just... It's the most unimaginative division. Like, it's the most unimaginative gaming company I can think of. EA is bad. Fucking Xbox is just bland. I don't care. It's like the most boring company. Every time I've ever looked into Microsoft, anytime they've even slightly caught my attention, they do something. Xbox does something, and I immediately go, "Oh, I remember why I don't like you." Yeah, I remember early days of Game Pass, and I was like, yes, no, that's very cool. Oh, good on you. And then they started taking games off of the service, and I went, oh, and I remember why I don't like you. The buying Activision. I genuinely thought, for some reason, in my brain, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna buy Activision? Oh my god, Call of Duty is gonna start getting actually good consistently? And then every single one, except for maybe one since that acquisition, has been an absolute failure. Just awful. The last, what is it, Black Ops 7, was it? I'm very glad that I didn't buy that game and I got it on Game Pass, because what an absolute waste of time and effort and money and human energy that was. They need to do a Ubisoft. They need to do an Ubisoft with the Call of Duty franchise. What they did after Assassin's Creed Syndicate, was it, where they took multiple years, was it like 2 years or 3 years off, and then they came back with Assassin's Creed Origins. They need to do that with Call of Duty, but they need to do that they need to do a 3-year hiatus. Just go and get shit sorted, and then come back with a absolutely brilliant first-person shooter, because they can do it. I adored Modern Warfare, the remake. I adored the Modern Warfare 2. I really quite liked Black Ops 6. Activision can do good shit. They can absolutely make just banger games. But then you get games like Modern Warfare 3, and you get games like Black Ops 7 that just... Call of Duty is the MCU of the gaming world. And it just feels like they've completely let down that franchise. They completely let down Activision. Completely let down Blizzard as well. I don't think Blizzard's done anything interesting since the acquisition. It's really sad. I can't think of a single thing that Xbox is working on that I'm actually interested in, other than that Clockwork game. But hey, they've decided to make that a fucking exclusive. So yeah, fuck you, Xbox. You were kind of going in a decent direction there. You just didn't make any games that were worth my time, and then now you've killed that, and I'm just so uninterested now. I will not be giving a single fucking penny for the rest of my life to Xbox. They can pound sand unless they change course, unless they genuinely come out and go, we've sucked for quite a while, and Sony is kind of on the back foot with the community now. Here's the next Xbox generation, It's got a disk drive. You have all the rights to use your games however you want. Full backwards compatibility all the way back to the Xbox, like the original Xbox. Here's a brand new controller with all of the features that the DualSense has. Here is fucking, like, they would have to really pull me in. Here's a really good price. Yeah, shit like that. They would have to do something fucking amazing, and I don't think they're going to do it. I think Daddy Microsoft is going to keep forcing them to, do the corporate thing, and I'm just so uninterested. Xbox is just such wasted potential. There is, like, absolutely an undercurrent there of amazing developers and amazing talent, and they just get nothing. They get no runway. They've got fucking, they've got the guys who do Skyrim. Who is that? Bethesda. Jesus Christ. Come on, brain. They got Bethesda. They've got id. They've got, like, some of the best gaming brains of all time, and they've done nothing interesting. Nothing. They've done absolutely zero things that are interesting with any of those brands. And it's such a shame. They, like, Xbox genuinely just feels like a brand that doesn't know how to do interesting games, which is a sad thing to say, because I want them to compete. I want them to come into this market and just pound Sony into the dirt and be the knight in shining armor, be the hero of this industry, and they just absolutely flounder at every single possible. Every time they get given an advantage, they go, oh look, that's a thing we could do, that we could replicate and fuck up and somehow do even worse than our competition. Anyway, okay, cool. Microsoft. That was Xbox. That was me doing my round on Xbox. Next, we're in the top 2 position. Who do you think is number 1? Who do you think is number 2? Leave your comment now. Do. What is Tencent? Bling, 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 bling. Okay, anyway, that was bad. Yes, Tencent. Again, specifically not Tencent Holdings, but Tencent Interactive Entertainment. They own Riot Games, which is kind of bizarre. I haven't touched reverse that. Try it again. They own Riot Games, and I haven't played League of Legends in years. They also own PUBG Mobile. I don't know if they actually own PUBG. But yeah, so Tencent is weird. So they did games like, as mentioned, PUBG Mobile. They also do hold a large share in other software companies like Epic Games, Ubisoft, From Software. So they're kind of everywhere, and they're kind of scary, and it's kind of weird because I feel like I don't know anything about them. I'm just going to go through a list of games that I sort of recognize and then mention them. Ring of Elysium, which is the sort of PUBG rip-off sort of thing they did on... Was it? Yeah, it was a PC game. It was Steam. I think I played it. PUBG Mobile. Don't know why you'd ever played that, but yeah, if you want to play PUBG, then go for it. Call of Duty Mobile. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something else that I can recognize them for. They did Warhammer 40k Darktide. Absolutely no clue. I know. They did Dune Awakening. Dude? They did Dude Awakening, bro. No, they did Dune Awakening. They did GTFO, Dune Spice Wars. They did Warhammer Vermintide 2, Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. Wow, yeah, there's just a lot of They did NBA 2K Online too, which is interesting. They say that these are client games. I don't know what they actually mean by client games. I wonder if that means like PC games, or if they mean like this is a game they made for a client. But either way, like it's sort of bizarre. It's a really weird thing that you have a company as big as Tencent, and like I know that they're big on all the other things, all their non-gaming things. It's probably like obviously far bigger for them than obviously far bigger all their holdings and other non-gaming stuffs. That stuff's probably so much bigger for them than the gaming stuff is. But the fact that they're the second biggest at 27.1 billion in revenue for gaming, and they're like very weirdly sort of, I don't really know much about them. It's kind of weird. It's almost certainly that they mostly make mobile games, and they mostly target the Chinese audience. But yeah, they're fucking massive, man. Like, this is a huge company. Yeah, they own WeChat, which, if you know anything about China, is absolutely huge. I have a friend who is a coworker who's in China right now. And every time he talked to me before going there about WeChat, it sounded like the most like magical fucking bit of software that had ever been created. His wife, I believe his wife is Chinese, so his wife had sort of, I think he's gone before, and I think he was telling him, she had told him about it a couple times. And like, yeah, it's the most bizarre thing ever. Like, from a software development perspective, every time I hear about WeChat, it sounds like the craziest like concept, the silliest concept of all time, and simultaneously the coolest thing ever. The fact that like it's basically the payment platform in China for like everything. It is like the China everything application, which is kind of crazy, but also kind of like weirdly dystopian, but also still kind of fucking amazing. And then they also like are the second biggest gaming company in the world. It's kind of weird. But yeah, anyway, that's there. Tencent. Tencent is just weird. They're a weird company. And yeah, I think they like they're interesting. But I genuinely like, other than the fact that they own stakes in like Riot Games and Epic Games and stuff like that, I genuinely can't tell you much about them as a gaming company, except for the fact that they are the second biggest, which is the second biggest in revenue, which is absolutely fucking crazy. Now, the big dog, the number one, the numero uno, the don, as we say, the number one honcho, the head honcho, Sony. Again, not Sony Group, Sony Interactive Entertainment, which is PlayStation and all of their game development stuffs. 31.7 billion, which is just absolutely crazy. I think, just to put it into perspective, I did a calculation of all these companies, the top 10, and the top 10 I think make up about 60% of the entire revenue of the gaming industry, which is bizarre. It is a bizarre amount of money. But yes, PlayStation is just... Look, PlayStation won the PlayStation 4 generation. They won that generation and have honestly been coasting ever since. They have published some good things. Helldivers 2, Death Stranding 2, Astrobot. Astrobot is... I'm going to tell you now, Astrobot is the only... Well, not the only. No, is it? It's one of the only reasons you should get a PlayStation 5. Genuinely. Oh, and GTA 6 when that comes out. But like genuinely, it's one of the only reasons to get a. It's not the only. It's not the only reason, but it is an excellent reason to get a PS5. Astrobot, in my opinion, is the greatest, possibly the greatest platformer of all time. I fell in love with that game. I love that game. That game is just so absolutely brilliant. If you haven't played it, that is an absolute must play. Yeah, but also Sony. Fuck you, Sony. You will be losing me as a customer if you genuinely just kill off physical games and you don't provide an alternative. So yes, this whole video has just been building up to me talking about how much I'm angry with Sony right now. So that's it. That's the whole thing. But yes, look, PlayStation is the best. 31.7 billion in gaming revenue, and mostly well earned. They absolutely killed it during the PlayStation 4 generation. They respected consumers. During most of this generation, they've respected consumers. They've done right by consumers, in my opinion. And right now, I feel like they're starting to they're on the curve. They're about to start, screwing over consumers. So I'm about to start not liking them a whole bunch. For now, they're still mostly on my good side, but I can see them very quickly, very, very, very quickly becoming on my very bad side. So yeah, but yes, it's just important. It's important to know. So it's important to know how big, to know the big companies in this industry, because when they make decisions, when they change things for the whole industry. They sort of set the standard, and now Sony has done the whole physical games kill off thing, that is absolutely going to set the standard. Well, it feels like it's going to. It absolutely feels like it's going to set the standard for the rest of this industry, which is really scary. So it's important to know who the big companies are, when they make those decisions, calling them out on it. So yes, quick roundup of all those companies, starting from, again, lowest to highest, not including the ones I started the very, very beginning as the honorable mentions. So, number 10, Roblox. Number 9, Epic Games. Number 8, Valve. Number 7, 10, 9, 8, yes. I can't count. Number 7, Take-Two Interactive. Number 6, Electronic Arts. Number 5, NetEase. Number 4, Nintendo. Number 3, Microsoft, Xbox. Number 2, Tencent. Number 1, Sony, PlayStation. I think it's important to know sort of who these companies are, sort of how to know why they're big, but also to know where they sort of stand with the rest of the community, especially if you're relatively new to gaming, and if you're looking to learn more. It's important to know sort of who the big players are before we start going any deeper into history of any of these companies. I think knowing the context is quite important. So that's why we did this. That was this episode. That was the reason we did it. So yes. Alrighty, time to go through my recap stuff. So yes, today I recommended the Valve 20th anniversary documentary for Half-Life 2. Go and watch that. Absolutely excellent video. 2 hours long, so 2 times speed maybe. If you can keep up with it, then maybe 2 times speed it. Also, go get a game on GOG. Go get a game on Good Old Games. Right now, I'm in the mood for telling people to go and get a game on GOG, so do that thing. Any music is Kevin MacLeod that you've heard today. Any music, Kevin MacLeod. Incompetech, 38 American dollars, I think it is. You get all the songs, and he's brilliant, and he just needs attribution, and you can use the songs however you want. Just put it in the description, or you put it in the whatevers, and then then you can use any of his music. You don't have to pay for it, but he's one of the most important people on the internet. So he's not most important, but he's his work has been influential. It's not been for nothing. So I do sort of hope and wish that we can get people to sort of recognize his hard work, and give him some more in return than just attribution, which is legally all he needs, but sort of not as much as I think he deserves. I think he deserves a lot more. So yes, give MacLeod, love that guy. So yes, I think I mentioned it earlier. Not necessarily a question about this topic. It was but it was more like what do you want to hear? Do you have an idea on a topic you'd like me to research and sort of bring to you? This episode has been quite rushed. So I apologize for that. But yeah, like literally it's 8:20 p.m. right now on a Sunday. So I'm going to very quickly edit this together and then push this out. But we'll do better next time. But yes, this has been this episode has been a bit of a roller coaster. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for sticking through. And next week, who knows? I might pick one. If there's a comment that I see that's good, I might go with that. Otherwise, I might pick from my list. Who knows? Best. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. And hopefully, I'll have my camera running, and I'll actually do it properly. I need to get this done quickly, okay? So, very sorry about that. But, next week. Next week, we'll do it. Next week, I promise. Alright, that's everything. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And ta-ra.